Hope so. I think that, oh yeah, okay, I think we should be good. But you never know with Restream. Guys, welcome back. A very special episode. It's been, I mean, every week just feels like a year these days. I don't even know what we were doing last Tuesday.
I think I was,
what happened.
I think I was in Turks and Caicos last Tuesday.
We're living the VC life. I was thinking, is the meme unemployed friend on Tuesday or Wednesday? It's that unemployed friend. Oh, yeah. That unemployed friend on a random Tuesday at 2 p.m. is the meme. And I realized
literally us.
We are really living that life, self-employed versus unemployed. But I visited my sister's office yesterday. I don't think I'm allowed to say where she works. Well, I probably am, but
she works at Arby's.
Big-ish
her
company
office at Arby's
related to AI. So they got dough. And walking around the office, there was one thing that I realized I really missed about being in person in the office. And this tweet says it all in only a few words. Working in an office means you just drink an insane amount of beverages. And this is so true. And you take it for granted until you're out of that lifestyle. Because back in my corporate job days, I was drinking legitimately probably 6 to 8 sparkling waters per day, in addition to a soda at lunch, in addition to sometimes protein drinks, sometimes juice. But my still water consumption was at an all-time low.
Yep.
And I was just pumped. But then the snacks started getting worse and worse. We went from the good chips down to pretzels, down to hummus. And that's when I knew I had to jump ship. So I know we talked about like the Roblox video where these people do like day in the lives and they work for 2 hours a day and the rest of the day they're at buffets and eating luxury food. Do you have any entertaining, good or bad office snack stories?
Office snack stories. There was a meme. I was looking for it and I can't pull it up, but it's still going to be good. It's like 2 pictures side by side. One is just like a dirty cup getting filled up with tap water, and then the other one is like a super fancy like sparkling water machine, and it's like Series A versus Series B companies. And it is true, because every company that raises like a $40 million Series B, the first thing they do is they get one of these like $20,000, like you can go like lightly sparkling or full sparkling, and you can add like grape to it. And so you can just customize whatever insane sparkling water thing you want, but like no seed stage companies can afford this.
Right.
So
I was thinking
I think the the only like office snack story that I remember was, I just remember going from working at like my first startup in San Francisco, where our CEO was a real cheap ass, and like the office snacks would be like Keurig cups sometimes, like when he remembered to buy them. And then, like on Fridays, you would maybe get like a little hummus platter or something, but it was just like, go down to the street and get your own shit. And then going from that, like when Zillow bought us, to just like full walk-in pantries. And it was just like, oh, all this stuff is free. And then they actually had to crack down on it, and you had to use your like employee card to open it, because some guy in the Orange County office stole like 500 beers for like a barbecue that he was throwing.
Nice.
And they had him on camera just like bringing coolers of like Modelo's like out to his car.
I saw a tweet about there was a recruiter giving like a $500,000 engineer an offer, and the engineer was like, "Can you tell me about the office snack situation? Is lunch included, and can we bring it home?" And like at the end of the day, if you're already rich, honestly, the snacks seem like a great way to go. I'm wondering who's profiting off all these corporate lunches. So I searched biggest office lunch delivery companies, because there must be massive companies that are, doing all this catering and stuff. Easy Cater, DoorDash for work, Grubhub corporate. I don't know who I use. I mean, it's kind of like a back office thing. Do you know any of these companies that do like catering or?
Well, this is Travis Kalanick's new company, basically. Cloud Kitchens is the big one.
The Uber Uber guy?
No, but he's like, he's the Uber founder, but he look up cloudkitchens.com.
taking
click into this.
restaurants to a whole new place. It operates ghost kitchens and develops related technology.
Look on the bottom, by the way, go back, look at the bottom right of your screen and how much they're valued at.
15 billion? How many lunches are they doing, bruh?
For office snacks.
I mean, how much have they raised versus how much are they making? Oh, so
it doesn't really matter what you make in 2026. It's just all about what you've raised.
He acquired it for 150 million. Then they secured $400 million from Saudi Arabia's public investment fund and 850 million in a round that included Microsoft. Dude, that is unreal.
Dude, Microsoft was using them for their pancake brunches and was like, dude, we got to invest in this thing.
Oh, they laid off people due to AI pancakes taking over. Oh, AI grills. Man. So they convert underused properties into kitchen centers in areas with high demand. So you like buy a Spirit Halloween right next to 10 Meta offices and then make a ton of tacos and order them. What's your food story? You said you had something related to food.
Okay, so it's related to two very important cross sections of the timeline this week. One is the first is Japanese US Twitter relations. We're diving deep.
Yeah, what happened?
So I think that X had this feature that's now auto translating posts. So like when I can write in just English, and then when users in Japan show up, it just shows up in their original Japanese characters, and vice versa. And so whatever language you're writing in now, it'll just like auto translate. And I think that all this started because some dude in Japan was riffing about how awesome like American barbecues seem. And then a bunch of users were like, dude, you should come to America. Like I'll throw a barbecue with like all my friends and you should come over here. And then it just turned into, I think, like just like food sharing stories. And then I think it quickly evolved into Japanese X users showing off their like American cars. Like, oh, I drive this like jacked up pickup truck around Kyoto. And then all these dudes in like Texas being like, oh, that's funny. I actually drive like a Miata around. And they were just like, it was just like culture maxing from both countries. So there were some good posts like this one. Hello, everyone in Japan. This is a typical American breakfast. 10 million views on this.
Bro, this looks so good too.
Especially the handgun.
How often will you eat like an actual breakfast with buttered toast? Like I haven't had, maybe like 3 times a year do I sit down and have eggs, bacon, toast, sausage at like a diner.
Hold on, we have breaking news. Chris, check your text. Daniel Burke, what does he want?
Yo,
any Daniel billionaires Burke. That might be interested on coming on as a guest for blank. I'm not going to plug somebody else's podcast during ours, but and then he said, wow. 9 figures, fine too.
Well, tell that boy D Burke that I just got set up on Beehiiv and I'm already gunning to be one of the top creators on there.
Yeah, I think you're at 50,000 subscribers, you said, or 60,000 now.
50 with a decimal point and then some zeros, but
that's fine.
Guys, go to beforeiknowbetter.com to get about 2 newsletters before I stop.
9 figures is fine. Sure, I'll come on.
Wow.
Have me again.
We got some big hosses in the chat. So how often do you eat like big breakfasts, like real breakfast food?
Like pretty much, honestly, the last time I can tell you the exact date. I think on March 9th, 2026, I ate a real breakfast. Here's what it is. It's when we're traveling somewhere. I love a good, that's important. It can't be like a Super 8 hotel breakfast. A good room service breakfast. If you're in a place, like you're in a place in your room's like overlooking a nice pool, or you're somewhere on the beach and just getting like a spread with everything, 2 eggs over easy, maybe 3 eggs over easy, sourdough toast, crispy bacon, big pot of black coffee.
Denny's Grand Slam breakfast
Yeah.
or IHOP.
Chef's kiss, but just doing
Bro,
that
I'm not
in a
trying to
hotel.
I'm not gonna eat looking at a pool though. That's whack. That's like eating anytime you eat at like a water park or something. Oh,
Why are you eating at water parks? Oh,
There's
here's a
something
question. How
off.
often are you eating at water parks?
If you're at the Great Wolf Lodge eating something, watching the slides.
Yeah.
Okay. So I know you used to be an Allbirds connoisseur, or at least we talked about Allbirds and their unfortunate downfall. But the bright side is they sold for $39 million, once worth over $4 billion. So you tell me, how does something like this happen? I mean, how does some clothing company blow up to be so big? People wear it. As far as I know, people enjoyed it, and then you blink and suddenly it's out and no one's wearing it. What was the problem?
Consumer taste, man. I mean, it's actually kind of crazy. Like I think that first of all, if you look at these things, I think that their stock was averaging, it was averaging like high hundreds of millions. I'm pretty sure Allbirds was one of these like COVID companies where it's kind of like, oh, like we're all losing our minds, and somebody like looks in the corner of their apartment and they see their Allbirds, and it's like, dude, I actually own like 2 pairs of Allbirds and 2 pairs of Nikes. Like Allbirds is going to be bigger than Nike. And Nike is like a $78 billion market cap company. And so, yeah, so like they go public in 2021 and just immediately, plummet back into the hundreds of millions of dollars. So I think it was, this is a classic example. Like look up Figma stock. Let's pull up Figma.
Oh,
Because Figma is another one where it's like, oh, this is going to like completely change the world of design. Should let's send Daniel an invite link and he can come explain the $39 million downfall.
yeah, please.
Dude, hold on. Copy invite link. Hold on.
Is Daniel, I'm assuming he must be, or at some point, a Allbirds owner.
Yeah, we'll get him to explain himself in here. Let's see. Okay.
Damn, $20.
Yeah, so I think, for Allbirds, everybody's expecting them to be the next Nike, which is kind of true. It's like, all right, even if these guys if they can chew away at 5% of Nike's market cap, it's totally worth it for them to be trading at a $4 billion valuation. That's how like nuts athletic companies are.
Right.
So I think, yeah, it's like consumer taste is a really hard thing to nail down. And also, part of this with like Figma, part of this with Allbirds is you can't walk around for a day in San Francisco without seeing, especially back in 2021 or 22 when they went public, you would see 10 pairs of Allbirds and your bubble was just like, oh my God, these shoes are just everywhere. Like everywhere must be wearing them. And then you go to like Orcas Island and you're not going to see a single pair of Allbirds ever.
That's why I was like peer pressured into buying extra tough boots, which I hadn't seen a single pair of in San Francisco. But then you go to Orcas Island and everyone is wearing these extra tough boots, which are actually more drip and I bet worth more.
I saw a pair of boots that I really liked on Instagram. And it
How
wasn't
much do
even
you
an
buy
ad.
off social?
What's that?
How much do you buy off social media? Like, have you ever actually like bought something on Instagram?
I've bought 2 pairs of, what were they called? Good Co shoes. Is that right? Good Company. I can't.
How much research did you do after? Like it popped up on your feed, like, okay, these shoes are cool.
Here's what it was. I can't remember the shoe brand. It's just like a traditional, it's kind of like it's like a dressy work sneaker. I can't remember who makes them. I thought it was like Good Company, but that doesn't seem right. Oh, Good Man brand. That's what it is.
Big friend of the show.
Good Man brand shoes. So you look up these, Daniel, we're going to let you in 1 second. And then you have to show off what footwear you're rocking today. It was like something like these where I had, kind of like, these, but not in all white. That's crazy. So I think I had a pair of these in like black with like a white elements of it. And so I think I paid about $200 for them at Nordstrom. I really liked them. I wore them forever. And then I saw some kind of like a light brown and a dark brown version on Instagram. It was from the official account. And it was like, end of season clearance. Basically click here and get these, what usually are like $200 sneakers for like $70. And I was like, dude, hell yeah. So I click it, I get charged, $140 for 2 pairs of shoes. I wait 6 days, it shows up. And then I get them, and the colors were so different from what I remember seeing. It was like I bought like a light brown and a dark brown, and it was like actually like dark olive green and like light olive green. And I was like, this is not even, I'm not colorblind. And then I was pissed because I couldn't find the ad. I was like, let me go back and see like the thing. But like, it didn't work like that. It went through the Instagram card processor, and then it's like, see ya, well, you'll never see that ad again. So
Twilight Zone.
It was terrible. It was a 0 out of 10 experience.
Yeah, I still haven't bought anything off TikTok or Instagram or any of that because I'm worried about that. But it's funny how, and we can also get Daniel's take on this.
Oh, let's bring him in. Hold on. We're bringing him in. There he is.
Let's go.
What's good?
Yeah, that setup is nice.
Wait, three? Wait, we got to all get on the same level.
We're Tic Tacs.
I can slouch a little bit if that helps.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm told I have a stature more fitting for a king.
Yeah.
Allbirds. I have 2 cents on Allbirds. Tried to buy them. I wear a size 15 shoe, and they never made a 15, so I had never bought them. I actually
no wonder they went out of business.
That's right. They didn't have my shoe buying business. That's why they sold for 39 million. I reached out to them. I said, "Can you guys make me a 15? Because I really feel left out. All my friends are buying Allbirds, but I have masterous feet." Never did get back to me. Never bought them. So,
are there any other brands like that where you wanted to buy them, but?
Yeah, on cloud. But I think they just released a 15 finally. I never bought any because I felt personally offended that it took them so long to come out with a 15. But yeah, I have to buy specific like brands. Brooks, my running shoes. I always buy Brooks because they're very friendly for size 15 shoes. But yeah, Sperry's are hard to find. Birkenstocks are good. Clarks are good. But yeah, big feet is a problem that many people do not experience.
Did you ever get those Mischief big red boots in a size 15? Remember those?
I do remember them. No, because I would have looked like the McDonald's mascot.
Yeah. Just like imagine a size 15. Yeah, I'm a size like 13, sometimes 14, depending on the shoe. So I'm up
How
there.
How tall are you, Chris? I had no idea you're a big
that?
dude. How tall are you?
6'4".
Okay. I took you for like a 5'11 and a half, but yeah, okay. 6'4".
That's fine.
It's reasonable.
I think actually hold on. I think I convinced them on my license to make a point to my wife that they have 6'4" on my license. I thought I got them to round up to 6'5".
I don't have my wallet. I think I'm 6'4" on the license, but that's carried over since I was 16. I've never
Kevin's 7 feet tall. It's insane.
Yeah.
I can tell.
I
would have taken you as 6'11 and a half, but
I played basketball in Albania. Okay, on consumer taste though, one thing I think is interesting. So Allbirds were in, they're chill, but now Hokas are the new thing. These massive, is it comfort over everything now? Like Brooks, Seattle company, they're amazing. But
have you heard?
Now it's like everything is athletic shoe.
Hold on, can you see this? Oofos. There we go.
What are
these? Are recovery slides. After you do a long run, I don't know if there's any runners listening or if the two of you are runners, but Oofos.
Recovery slide looks like what I had to wear when I went to jail for running an illegal parachute company. They were invented. And I killed 7 people a few months ago.
Delete that from the record, FBI, if you're listening. I'm not.
Speaking of running, people say that peer pressure goes away like after you grow up. Like, you get peer pressured when you're young into like smoking weed out of plastic or like eating a raw egg. But actually peer pressure just gets worse. Now in my mid-20s, I get peer pressured into like doing marathons or like proposing to your girlfriend. And it's just way worse. So now I'm roped into a marathon. And I have to start running because
you're going
of
to say you were roped into a marriage because you got peer pressure.
Yeah, he's been married 8 years. He hates it. He can't get out.
You just couldn't back out
on this podcast.
All the boys kept bringing it up on Saturdays, and you just couldn't back away.
You guys think Crocs? You guys think Crocs is up or down over the past year and 5 years? Crocs stock
up on 1 and 5. That's my guess, but it's an educated.
I think
guess.
way up.
I need to
5.
talk to my financial guy. It's super up on 5. It's up on 2. I know it's up on 2. I actually don't know what it's up in the 12 months though.
I would go up and up. I think on both. I think maybe up down. I'll be.
Crocs is actually a pocket safe buy. Crocs is a pocket safe buy.
This is our favorite segment, by the way, when we try to guess stock prices of things.
1 year down 22%.
What about year to date?
You guys don't know Croc-pocalypse?
Okay, so
down.
It dipped 6 months ago.
What's the
I haven't checked it.
But 5 up 2.4 all time 450. The reason I was looking into that is because you guys tell me if this looks familiar. Hey dudes. Have you guys seen these everywhere? These were like the #1 Instagram shoe.
I bought a pair of those like
for so long. Are they worth it? They got bought by Crocs.
No. That's probably right when Crocs stock plummeted. March 2026. It basically is. No. When were they acquired? 22.
It's right when it took a nosedive. Man.
Alex Hormozi switched, tanked the stock. Is this true? Oh, from Crocs. Hormozi used to wear Crocs and now he's off the Crocs. Good to know.
Is that a signal? I don't know. I don't follow my financial advice from Alex Hormozi. Although maybe I should. He has more money than me.
Oh, now he's doing barefoot shoes.
By the way, speaking of a thing very unrelated to footwear, as I was explaining to Kevin, I have been bookmarking. I'm supposed to be bookmarking things to do this stream once a week, but I've been just bookmarking awesome shit, which actually I think generally makes for a better stream. But this is a thing. All right, car companies need to bring this back. BMW had a special options program, which was like official through their site, where you used to be able to have like center consoles that would just like flip down and you could just have like machine guns in the center consoles and stuff. But this is like an official company option, I think up until the 90s. And they would have like custom racks for like weapons in your car. This is legit.
What were you doing when you discovered this?
I think I was going deep down like Maduro research again. And then I was like, oh, I wonder what his car looked like. And then I found Patina Research, shout out, friend of the stream. And they post a lot of weird shit about like warlords and what they drive.
Careful looking up facts about Palantir because you might end up just like Chris.
Yeah.
I got my international driver's license yesterday for my European travels, and it took like 12 minutes. I went to a AAA branch and they took a picture of me on a digital camera, and then they hand you like a paper packet. They're like, okay, yeah, you're good. You can drive anywhere you want.
That's just identity theft.
It's totally a scam. I went to Europe last summer for like several weeks, rented a car, drove all over like Spain and Italy and everything. I was like, do you need a license for this country? I like called in advance because I don't have one. They're like, yeah. Technically, I was like, so what will you do if I show up and I don't have one? They're like, I mean, we'll probably give you the car. So I didn't bring one. And I showed them my American license and they kind of like scoffed at it a little bit. And they're like, what are you gonna do? Not take my money? They took my money.
Right.
It's like all travel visas. Like I was at the airport 8 years ago. We were going to like Turks and Caicos and they're like, oh, do you have your visa? And we're like, oh, fuck, I didn't even know. And she's like, oh, it's okay. You can just go to like turksandcaicos.gov and just pay $300 and you just immediately get a visa. It's like, where does this money go? We're already going to invest in the economy.
To Montana, to childcare institutions.
Speaking of customizable seats, I'm sure you guys saw this, which I don't know if 34 million views. So United popping off.
Crushed it.
The United Relax row. You can now get a whole row. I mean, it looks like some people just buy 3 seats and then sleep in it, but you can also do families and stuff.
I saw an interesting take on this. Anyone buying 3 economy seats is probably in the tax bracket where they would prefer buying first class than 3 economy seats. So like, who's the target market for this? I mean, I buy 3 for me and my 2 kids, but no one's going to stay still enough to lie flat in that. It's great conceptually, but they're not going to be laying down. If anything, it's going to be more chaotic that they have more space to like move around. So I don't think I would
Right.
do that, but I'm curious. Like, what do you have? I know Chris has kids. I don't know if you have kids. By the way, I'm
No
Daniel. Nice to
kids.
meet you.
I'm a kid. Let's go.
Yeah,
Okay.
when I travel, when we do business trips, Kevin and I, we do the lay down seat together. And we spoon.
Well, my number one question here is if I'm paying for 3 economy seats, I expect 3 sodas and 3 packs of pretzels too. And if that's not included, then I'm out.
I'll bet they give
That's
you.
right.
I'll bet they triple up.
Probably. Also,
Yeah, I mean,
I'd expect these would be closer to first.
This struck me as a kid thing. I didn't even consider the fact that people might just be doing this individually. That would be insane. Like if you're just one person and you're just getting 3 seats to lay down
But
by
at that
yourself,
point, why
like
not first class?
Yeah, that's wild.
How many people can you really
first
fit here?
class? You could, yeah.
Also, if you're 6'4", you've got about a foot hanging out into the aisle if you're laying straight out across 3 economy seats.
Correct. Now, I will say I would potentially do this for like international trip. That's a red eye where I'm leaving at 11 p.m. and showing up like 8 a.m. I don't want to pay extra for first class because I'm asleep the whole time anyways. I could do that. I might pay, 70% of a first class ticket to just take a nap the whole time. I don't know.
It's going to be like when you're sitting next to a stranger and you're like asking to put the armrest down, but I'm just gonna be like, yo, do you guys want to do like the lay flat thing? Just sitting next to him, like, bro, come on.
Or just
for 10
you have
minutes?
extra space, talk to the person across the aisle. Hey, do you want to lay down with me?
Yeah.
What would be best is if they did Southwest type seating with these beds where it's open seating and not a sign. You just have to
lay down with a stranger next to you.
Like the window, you get peer pressured as the middle seat because the window and the aisle stranger want to lay down, and you're like, dude, I'll join this sandwich, this lay down sandwich.
That's so funny.
Oh man.
All right. What other topics do we have here, gentlemen?
WAP just raised $600 million.
Whoa. Overvalued?
Are you guys
undervalued?
Are you guys health tech people? If I had to say
WAP or Whoop?
Phoenix right here. I
if
don't wear
I had,
WAP, I wear
Whoop. If I had to ask you, or if I had to say what the Allbirds equivalent of health technology was, it is 100% the Whoop. The Whoop and Allbirds almost look the same. They're minimalist, no screen. So
I don't know, man. We might need to get Alex Cohen up on here. He's got some opinions about Whoop.
Is he a Whoop hater or lover?
Last I checked his Twitter, he was a Whoop lover, but we should ask.
$10 billion valuation on its way to an IPO. That's just insane. I'm sorry to anyone wearing a Whoop, but I cannot get behind it. Like you're gonna wear a watch.
When's the last time like a consumer, like any type of consumer wearable has IPO'd and done well? I'm trying to think. Like I think the benchmark that everybody uses, which is a bad one, is that like, oh, if Apple spun out, the watch as a separate company, it would be like a $80 billion company or whatever. But like that's very unique. I don't think that they're. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of like what consumer companies that
was Fitbit public.
Yeah, I just looked it up. Fitbit did really well post IPO. Raised
and then were they acquired?
$4.1 billion valuation.
Fitbit got bought by Google.
GoPro also. I
guess so. GoPro.
GoPro stock got hammered, right?
Yeah, GoPro is. I mean, Whoop and Aura Ring are the ones that people are thinking will probably not work. Misfit, but actually, Fitbit did really well. First day popped 50% on its IPO in 2015.
And now they've turned it into the Google Pixel. Do people wear these?
I don't know. I don't know a single person that has a Google smartwatch.
Google Pixel watch. Yeah,
like at that point, if you're going to marry yourself to an ecosystem and it's not going to be an Apple Watch, like get a Garmin, or I mean, there's just so many choices before I would get a Google Pixel watch, which until now I didn't even understood existed.
Bro, I got to upload that to Google Photo. Yo,
Google Photo.
You Gmail me that?
We're going to see which consumer wearable products have IPO'd in the last 10 years and how they've performed.
The Ring doorbell wearable, that one's definitely going to IPO. It's for lost dogs. It's like a GoPro, except it's just to track.
Interesting.
Help lost dogs.
Yeah, I'm pretty bearish on like the whole
any consumer
wearables
tech
thing.
Consumer tech is a really hard IPO because it's not recurring. You buy it and then you're fine if it works long enough.
Yeah, now it's like the cost to produce all this stuff has come down so much that like to stay innovative. I mean, I think Fitbit is a good example. Like Jawbone back in the day is a great example. Like we still have like an old like portable Jawbone speaker, but it's like there've been 4 other companies that have come along since 2010 and made like lighter speakers, cheaper speakers, and they all just, they can sell super efficiently through Instagram, Facebook, TikTok ads, whatever. And so it's like, it's just rare that like one brand, like you nail it once and then to like keep nailing it over and over the way that Apple has is like a near impossibility, it seems like.
Is Apple nailing it over and over again with their consumer product, or is their audience so sticky that they can do whatever they want and still succeed?
I think it's a mix. Like, everybody loves to, like I included love to give Apple shit, but I think it's like, if they weren't nailing it, people would have moved on. And yes, there's like stickiness within the ecosystem because it is like slightly more convenient to just have like the iWatch and it pairs super easily with your like these things, which kind of suck, but people buy them anyways. And then it pairs well with your Mac and your iPad. Like you're just in that whole ecosystem and everything sort of works well. So it's hard to have like a Pixel and then a Mac and a iWatch for sure. But I think like they basically are just, they continue to stay pretty much at the forefront of what consumers want in terms of like computers and related hardware.
Do you think 8 Sleep does well if they IPO?
They were in my YC batch, so I would hope that they do, like on a personal level, because it'd be cool to have like friends who like IPO a big thing. I think 8 Sleep is in the same category though of like most consumer wearables. Like they're gonna sort of like nail this early market of like a new way to heat and cool a bed. But is there enough like dedication or loyalty there if a bunch of like Chinese companies can make the same thing for $200 instead of $2,000? I don't know.
They need to partner with Mattress Firm ASAP.
Have you guys ever talked about the business model of Mattress Firm? Like single employee, almost no overhead. Oh, look it up. Who's got control of this thing?
I got control.
Mattress Firm revenue model is the most absurdly successful, hilariously inefficient, high margin showroom retail strategy with rapid acquisition expansion. It's crazy. You could spend hours doing a deep dive on this and how it's a sustainable margin with the real estate. I mean, how much space they take up with every store where almost no one is ever in it. Go walk into a Mattress Firm. There's one customer if you're lucky, and there's always exactly one employee.
Why do they buy so many storefronts?
I don't know. It's been a while since I've done a deep dive in here, but it's a fun one. You should do a deep dive.
Low overhead, just mattress resale. Yeah. I mean, like
people have done entire like theses around how to build a business like Mattress Firm. It's a weird.
So mattresses, the TLDR from a Redditor who seems mostly knowledgeable is like basically all these companies have a similar model. Mattresses are super high margins, so profits are very high. Stores don't have to put money into inventory since they all ship from a central warehouse. Employees are often paid on high commission, which saves labor costs. So basically you have like rent, utilities, and a pretty cheap, like, 2 to 7% franchise fee, and then marketing. And so, yeah, I mean, I think it makes like, I think that on the surface, like our friends just got like they just moved and they got like 2 new mattresses. They spent like 8 to 10 grand on like top of the line Sealy mattresses or whatever. If those are actually produced at 90% margin, which they probably are, that location, even in a really expensive area of California, probably has to move like 8 mattresses a month to stay profitable.
If that.
Right.
Yeah. Particularly if they're like, you'll see, we bought a mattress and there are 2 mattress firms like within 5 miles of each other. We went into one and we laid down in a few beds and like, oh, our location down the road has 100% different inventory. So every mattress firm has completely different mattresses. So there's even more nuance to how they would get their return back. Maybe one mattress firm has like luxury mattresses. So one sale is like half their rent for the month. It's crazy.
See, this is why I've been fading all the mattress firms, and I've been installing trees in people's houses, because just like barefoot shoes, I'm bringing it back to where we started.
Come on,
okay.
primates.
So you look at our ancestors, and they all slept on trees, and for some reason we thought, oh, let's bring in these comfy rectangles, put them on the floor. We're going the wrong way. Okay. We need to look how comfy this looks.
Those guys would crush it in the United 3-seat sleeping arrangement.
Have you ever done research on the chiropractor method of like Eastern medicine with sitting, for particularly with like post-COVID work from home software and stuff? People sit for 12, 15 hours a day, and how babies up until 1, 2 years old will be able to squat with their butt on the ground, but just in like a resting position, almost like a primate. And like, as you get older, your back muscles and your core muscles and all this stuff just fails so much because we're sitting in terrible postures for years and years and decades. But actually the healthiest way to stand for long periods of time is basically squatting with your butt touching the ground. Have you ever looked into that? It's fascinating. My chiropractor was a whole Eastern medicine guru, and I'm convinced I maybe adopted the philosophy.
I'm gonna sit on my chair like that now.
That's right. Just see the top of Chris's head on your chair. This isn't PG anymore, guys. You got to blur it out.
I didn't realize that the optimal posture for sitting at a desk isn't straight up. Like,
it's more like shrimp.
I was doing this the other day, and apparently, here we go. Well, okay, the jury is still out on how you should sit, but I saw many sources that said, okay, see, this says good back. Apparently, you should be leaning back a little bit. Does this make sense to you guys?
Here's what all this is. This is like, all this shit is like it's like I won't say every, it's like 97% of like general health claims where somebody has an opinion that hasn't really been verified. And so you have like decades of people writing books where it's like, coffee is really good for you. Wait, coffee is really bad for you. Oh, a little bit of alcohol is actually kind of good for you. Not too much though, but like it's like 3 drinks a day are like pretty good for you as long as it's red wine. And somebody's like, oh, actually red wine gives you cancer. And then somebody's like, oh, actually white wine might give you cancer, but red wine probably doesn't. And then it's like, you know, kids should drink orange juice. And it's like, wait, not so fast. Orange juice has too many sugars. Don't drink orange juice. It's just like, you know, do you lean forward? Do you lean back? If somebody can make 10 grand writing a book about something that's basically their opinion, they will continue to do it. Oh, and then these books, like these segments just get like clipped out where it's like lean forward, lean back, lean to the side. Fat Joe lyrics.
Seed oil.
Well, people do.
Not an opinion.
Listen. So you guys have both worked in corporate environments before. Of course, you've seen a lot of stuff. You've seen the yoga balls. You've seen the walking pads.
I have a walking pad right here off camera. It's been against the wall for maybe 18 months.
Now people are even doing bikes at their desk. So I think we need to come up with some under desk technology like this that we can get some people on Instagram to buy. I was thinking hot tub, squatting desk. I think we can take your chiropractor's advice.
That's right.
I think cold plunge desk would crush.
Cold plunge desk would crush.
You actually, it's like, it's just got a little ledge and you actually submerge your MacBook into the water by about 7 inches, but it's waterproof. So it's fine.
Baptize your customers in freezing cold water.
Well, I've been leasing Mattress Firm office space for my co-working space. Like I just pull up with my team to Mattress Firm and we all sit in the beds, because I actually found that instead of desks, I just give everyone a bed and they just work from their own bed, and it's perfect for productivity.
Lay down productivity.
Specifically this.
Incredible.
The walking pads are funny because nobody's ever as good as they think they are at not being insane on those things. We've actually talked about this on stream, but every person who thinks that they're pretty good at taking like a video call while doing it is actually just doing this the whole time.
It's so
and
distracting.
There's like nothing worse than being on like a 3-person call where one person's head is just like kind of doing this. And you're like, dude, can you fucking chill?
Or they slow down really slow, so they're just doing this the whole time. You're like, yo,
yeah,
you on a walking pad? Yeah, sorry, I was out of breath.
Just
so I just
sit down and like kick your feet in the air at your desk. It's the same thing.
It's so bad. Yeah, that's why I stopped walking, because I'm on calls basically all day. And I'm like, I'm always a little bit glossy on my face and out of breath. This is embarrassing. Let me just stop trying.
Like, are you sweating while walking at 2 miles an hour in your air-conditioned office? That's crazy.
So funny.
Yeah. All right, we've got more stories to cover, by the way.
Thanks for having me up here. I don't know how long you want me to stay. I'm just chilling.
We go till 7 p.m. on Tuesday. So you're here till 7. You get one bathroom
for free.
break, so
I
plan
assume.
it well.
Okay.
You can hop off it. We have Philip Ruffini, the legend from higheroverseas.com, coming on in half an hour. So you can hang for another half hour. You can jump now. It's your call.
By the way, I gotta listen. This is gonna be some glaze, but you deserve to hear it. All right. So I'm doing the never done before mid-20s Europe travel. Okay. First one to ever do it. And I'm like, I'm gonna start a newsletter if I'm gonna do this properly.
That's right.
So I'm like, hey, what platform should I use? Of course, many get thrown around, and all I want is just one box where people put their email in, click subscribe, and then they get it in the inbox. Okay, and I should have started on Beehiiv. I'm going to start there.
You should have.
But
yes.
But listen, Claude
great way
led me astray. I tried this one button down. Sorry, not a friend of the show.
No,
not the move.
No one even works there anymore, I hear.
Then I tried Substack because I was thinking like a sheep. I looked around. I thought, oh man. Then it's pushing their app. People got to jump through hoops. There's 10 different things. You got to do all this stuff.
True.
Finally, I make it, and now before I know better,
that's a nice little gift. Did you design that yourself, or did Claude do it?
Claude did it, but I had the idea. But
okay.
Beehiiv, the best way. It goes to people's inbox right away.
Yeah, I love
Simple embed, fully customizable. So listen,
I love it. Before I know better.
Let's read everybody's emails out loud who's signed up for the stream, so people can email them.
Shout out
Chris at chrisbaki.com.
Reading my confidential emails.
Chris +1 at chrisbaki.com.
Have you guys seen this or heard of it?
Yeah, this is insane.
My friend almost got recruited.
Yeah, buying sunlight.
He thought it was a prank. My friend got the phone call being like, yeah, we put mirrors in space and we like aim it at you. And he thought it was someone playing a joke on him. But
well, it's funny.
You can get some light from space, and it's not very expensive. It's a couple $1,000s an hour, and that's about it. And you can use it for as long as you want. Each one of these little satellites is reflecting sunlight to a customer around the world. And I'm going to share a little bit more about who those customers are and how you can get this sunlight. You want to make it as easy as possible for people. So you can imagine using an app and bringing sunlight over to your exact location, wherever you are, in under 30 seconds at the touch of a button. All we have to do is rotate satellites and reflect the sunlight that's passing by us in space. You don't have to bring anything.
We should set up a vibe-coded website where people can order sunlight to their location, but it's only available from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. their time.
It's actually great.
Input your location. It's like, dude, is it bright where you are now? Okay, you owe us $1,000. Yeah, it's 10 a.m. where you are, but is
clouds. Sorry.
Yeah,
dude. Here's my question: How much money do you have to have liquid who choose spending a few $1,000s an hour for the sun at, let's say, 11 p.m. instead of just turning on a lamp? How much money does someone need before that's where their mind goes? You know, this lamp does not do it for me. I need to go get some real sunlight, and you know, I'll drop $6,000. I just need 30
Is it
minutes of sunlight.
warm? I'm wondering
I
how
imagine
warm
it's
it
not.
is.
Well, I guess I mean, it probably does have a bit of warmth. This has to be a violation of something. I just don't know what. Like
Yeah.
all of your neighbors have sunlight too. Like it's not pinpoint accurate. It's got to be like miles of sunlight.
Yeah,
I
you
would-
could
I
just
would-
order it to your, like, if you hate your neighbors, you could just be like, oh, they're getting sunlight at
Frank.
2 a.m.
Yeah,
through their
You get
bedroom
forced
window.
Frank!
sunlight right through their window. Make sure they never sleep. 2 a.m. just
See,
wake them up.
What would be even
We-
better is if you could order blocking the sunlight, just make it be dark in random parts of the world. It's like, yeah, for
We
only
need to do this-
$100,000 an hour, you can just block the sunlight in Japan.
Look at I think it's like one of the top, go down. If it's still one of the top comments, go down a little further. Go up right above this one. I will personally invest in the company that offers to shoot these satellites down.
Yes. Oh man.
We need to
I mean,
do this with
Imagine being like a jet
sound.
pilot. Yeah, but like being a pilot, like flying overseas, middle of the night, you're like blinded by this satellite pointing the sun at your face. Like the FAA will never let this happen. That's my guess. There's no way this gets across.
I would only do this for a party. I know like farmers use it and stuff, but the only
Yeah.
reason I would use it if I had an insane party at like 2 a.m. on the beach. And then I was like, bro, we got half a mile of sunlight. But it'd be funny to like be cheap and only get
Pretty
like
cool.
5 feet of sunlight. So everyone just has to pile in and shoulder to shoulder.
I actually didn't think of agriculture though. That's a good reason to do this, to actually churn more crops. I mean, I didn't think
Right. I think ag and I forget what else it was, but they had some sort of reasoning.
Ag, construction.
Yeah.
Right.
But again, construction, why not just lamps? That's got to be cheaper than sunlight. Unless if you have hundreds of lamps and you can get one satellite providing the same amount of light.
I
Maybe
always
it
think of
nets.
like all the construction though that this would be for is like Department of Transportation, and I don't think those people really have a budget anyway. It costs like $7 million per mile that they pave, so it's like, what's an extra, $6,000 an hour on top of that?
Yeah, that's true.
That is true, by the way. I think the average
insane.
cost to pave freeways and highways in America is $7 million per lane per mile.
What?
Hate it.
Mhm.
Hate it.
There's a whole
Wait.
book about it. It's a pretty good one. It's up there somewhere.
Cost between $1 and $3 million per mile for asphalt, although urban projects can exceed $5 to $7 million per mile due to complexity.
Yeah.
That's
And this is like,
unreal.
these are like averages, right? So like building like a quarter mile of freeway, like on, through like San Francisco is like $30 million for like a quarter mile. So it's wild.
And I just realized or learned that these people, like, it's not like the San Francisco Department of Transportation that are like actually doing this. Like, they almost exclusively use private contractors to build highways. So these people, I mean, building versus paving, but I imagine it's the same thing. There's people just bankrolling. So I think this is all just a big inside job by Big Asphalt, where all these
is.
contractors teamed up and like, bro, tell them that it's like $5 million. No, there's no way they're going to believe that. Bro, just tell them. And they've just gotten away with it.
A friend of mine who listens to this occasionally works at like a private asphalt paving company, and the entire thing is insane. Like, oftentimes sometimes they are the only person bidding on these projects, and usually there's a requirement at like the county level that you have to secure at least like 2 or 3 bids. So like his boss will just like, it's like, okay, like who has the bid right now? And it's like, oh, Steve's Asphalt has the bid. And so he'll just like call up Steve's Asphalt and be like, hey, I'm gonna overbid you so you get this one, but then like let me get the next one. And so they're just like all in like they're like literally like all in collusion with each other, and they will just like call each other, help out their buddies, like get like a $12 million contract. Like I'm gonna bid 12 on the next one, so just overbid me at like 14 so that I get it. It's insane.
It's a good line of work.
Of 90% tax rates.
Yeah, there's got to be tax
That's why
breaks somewhere in there. I'm sure that's
Steve's
why.
Asphalt.
Steve's Asphalt,
in Oklahoma. Let's go, baby.
Big friend of the show, Steve's Asphalt, $12 million contracts.
There's one of those
Zero
YouTube channels
history on
that's a bad and a good look for these like private contractors, because it's like one of these YouTube channels where the guy has a he's got, you know, like 120 like muscle cars, probably with an average price of like $80,000 to $200,000 in like a big barn. And people are like, oh, what do you do for work? He's like, oh, I have like a paving company. It's like, that's where the profits go. There's millions of dollars worth of YouTube cars.
Past blue collar is future white collar. It's happening before our eyes.
Exactly.
I think there's an interesting merge happening in society now where we think of people who loiter around grocery stores and cafes. Like typically we're like, oh man, they come in with a million bags and they just charge their phone, you know. And now the same thing is happening, except people come in with 10 monitors and they loiter and they charge all their stuff. So this is someone at the Market Street Whole Foods. I can't zoom, but there's 4 monitors here, plus a number of wires, 2 backpacks, a coat, headphones. I'm sure there's an outlet down here. What do you guys think about this? Is this okay?
I don't know. I was at breakfast with my kids the other day, and someone came in with a hiking backpack, basically like a whole get up like they were homeless, but they didn't look homeless at all. And so they sat down and they ordered food, and then they took a PS5 out of their backpack and started charging the controllers at this diner. I'd never seen anything like it. I texted my wife and I was like, I don't know if this dude is homeless or just a backpacker on his way through town to charge.
He had a PS5.
It was so bizarre. Never seen anything like it. Anyways, that's what this guy here is doing at Whole Foods.
With Excel, YouTube.
But he's like watching a video about Excel, I think. He's like in YouTube.
Those are monitors. Is that 2 MacBooks or are those 4 No, okay, those are 4 monitors.
No, he has the laptop down here plus 4 different monitors. But he did buy some.
Yeah.
He bought
or
something.
he just brought all of it in a used Whole Foods bag so that people wouldn't harass him.
Maybe.
Hard to say.
And the webcam, so he's also going to take calls there, presumably.
That's so funny.
We need to start ripping this podcast from a Whole Foods.
Have you guys done your taxes yet? And did you use AI to do your taxes?
I used AI for some of the questions I had, but I have an accountant and I have not finished, and I might need to file an extension because I feel nowhere close.
I've seen like all of these accounts. I'm curious what people's like people's experiences have been, because Zach Weinberg, who's like a billionaire, tweeted this like Claude connector called iWin tax. And so I'm like, all right, well, if Zach Weinberg is like tweeting about this has to be like somewhat legit. And there were people saying, you know, like I was shockingly impressed. I gave it my return last year and all my docs. It actually caught some things I missed. Pretty sweet. Like, I never know if all this stuff is just like paid influencers jumping on a tool. It's impossible to tell anymore. But in both of these posts, there were like several people who were like, you know, I gave it all my docs. Like it seemed to match up, you know, pretty close to, or exactly to my, you know, returns that my accountant did. Pretty interesting.
Here's what I think will happen. Not soon, but eventually. I think it'll be easy to identify when it was done with AI versus not, with breadcrumbs that AI leaves and everything it does. And if nothing else, the richer should feel more risk having AI do it. Because if I'm the IRS, I'm looking for any return that's done by AI and I'm auditing them first.
100%.
So if you're trying not to get audited, I mean, I don't think we're there yet. I don't think IRS even knows that AI exists yet. But like eventually, if I'm the IRS, I'm using the breadcrumbs I see in AI to audit first. That's the smart.
I 100% agree. And I think actually, theoretically, is if you're filing electronically, like they already get all of that metadata on who submitted. Like if you go through TurboTax and you file electronically through TurboTax, I would guess that the audit rate of people that file through like a trusted provider, like that's actually partnered with the IRS versus a random like Claude connector, I'll bet it's way lower. Like if you're just trying to like fly under the radar, use TurboTax is my guess. Like don't use any of this shit, because they have some signatory on the back end that's like, all right, like Daniel agreed to like file his taxes electronically. You sign, and then they sign as like the submitter of the like e-file or whatever. So I
think you're
agree.
right. Yeah, I think you're right for another 3 to 5 years. I think 2030 comes around, I think it's going to just be a war zone.
2030, Mom Donnie's president. Everything's free. None of us have incomes. It's 100% seized by the government. It's going to be fun.
Work optional. Elon's a quadruple trillionaire. Everyone's happy.
Everyone will have a newsletter, which is good news for you. Everyone is just writing and reading each other's newsletters all day.
Tyler Dink will be the 10th richest person in the world, right behind Zuckerberg. Yeah, it'll be great.
I was paying some sort of tax. I don't know if it was business tax or what it was, but I remember seeing that there were fees on here. And I'm like, bro, who are these companies? Pay 1040 and ACI payments. These people charging. How can I not even pay the government without a fee? What type of world are we living in? Not only that, you go to these companies and this is the website, which clearly like the buttons are blurry. Like this is insane. And this is like what everyone has to pay through, and you're like forced to pay these fees. This is the other one.
This one's even worse.
ACI. It's ridiculous.
How much is
ACI?
How much is the founder of ACI worth? This is what we got to figure out.
My guess is 3.1 billion.
Let's see. It's founded in Omaha, Nebraska on September 1st, 1975.
So it's just Warren Buffett. It's just his alias.
Yeah.
Let's see these guys.
ACI Worldwide has, they're public.
What?
Yeah, ACI Worldwide is public. They have 3,000 employees.
Hey, what's this new Google update?
I hate it.
They don't even show you the graph anymore.
I hate it. It's terrible.
And even if you search graph, I don't think it comes up.
They do like it's actually it's a little smaller than I would have thought. They do like 1.8 billion in total revenue. It's very high margin though. They make like $500 million in normalized EBITDA per year.
Very interesting.
Yeah, crazy business. The CEO he owns a good chunk of the company. So yeah, there's definitely a few billionaires behind the IRS tax fees.
Rich off of all of our taxes.
It's like the guy that owns that bridge in Detroit. It's the only bridge. He's worth like $12 billion. He just charges people $5. Wait, check this out. Owner of toll bridge.
Chase down leads.
Yeah.
A vending machine at both ends.
Look at this guy, Manny Maroon. This is like one of my favorite business stories. Was an American billionaire businessman, most notable the owner of the Ambassador Bridge connecting international crossing connecting Detroit, Michigan, and Windsor, Ontario. It was basically like the only privately owned toll bridge in the country, I believe, and it's a crazy story how he ended up with it. I think he like built it in the 50s or 70s. I don't know. He purchased it in the late 70s, and he would just charge people like $5 a day. And so he and his family were just personally making, like a couple $1 million a day off of this bridge.
That's crazy. Never heard
talk about passive income.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Chase needs to 100% jump on a bridge account because that's
right.
Going to be legendary.
That would be good. All right. I have to jump. Fellas, thanks for having me on here. This was fun.
Thanks for coming on.
I'll come
Absolutely.
Again. Thanks for the love at Beehiiv. All right.
Rip Allbirds.
I will.
Yep. Beehiiv, new sponsor of the pod. Just wire us. What is numeral and numeral pays $80,000 a month?
Yeah. We just had to bump them because there were so many people signing up.
Numeral use Napa, hire overseas. We're going to have 2 of the 3 co-founding sponsors on this stream at one time. I'm gonna hop off so that it's just you and Phil.
I'm trying to look up this story because I read a similar story to this bridge one where this guy had a full monopoly of the Washington State ferry system. Like, I guess he just got ahead of it and set up this private ferry, and then Washington had to forcefully buy his company because
that's awesome.
That's what was going on. Let's see. You had a monopoly on ferry. Well, that was fire. That's serendipitous. I just got my newsletter going.
It's okay. Good. That would have been real embarrassing if you ended up on Substack and he came on, you know?
I'm so happy I didn't. Okay, here's what happened to this guy.
Good. Our YouTube chat's still working. What's up?
Dude, YouTube's popping.
Wait, I want to go back to this. Okay, there we go.
Nice. Back to the squares.
Yep.
So this guy, Captain Alexander Peabody. And why is nobody's last name Peabody anymore?
You could bring it back. Dude, you could be Kevin Peabody.
Yeah. What happened to these old names like Shackleton too? I just finished reading about the shipwreck. Ernest Shackleton. Nobody's named shit like that anymore. Anyway, he through his company, he named it Puget Sound Navigation. He had a mosquito fleet. He had a virtual monopoly on auto and passenger ferries around the Puget Sound in the 30s and 40s. During World War II, he kept the fares low while transporting thousands of workers. But after the war, he ramped up prices. He said, no more war. No one's getting in free. Yesterday's price ain't today's price. The controversy, including service shutdowns and backlash. Anyways, the state took over and purchased the assets and created what is now the Washington State Ferry System.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wait, and did he? Wait, so the state eventually did take it back over?
Yeah, they did. They took it over.
I wonder how that works. Like, if you have this private thing, like if you have a bridge that's making $1 million a day, and it's all profit because you've already built the bridge. I'm sure Detroit's like, yo, we actually want that revenue. So with housing, right? I mean, huge parts of San Francisco, the government just like seized people's homes and just like paid them out. But I don't even know, like, how do they determine, like, if the government just comes and goes, oh, we want to build a road over your lot, and they're like, cool, you know, we think your house is worth X and X is 30% below market rate. What are you going to do? You're going to sue the government for the rest of your life? It's crazy.
Wait, so what happened when the government would just buy people's houses, or just like, hey, you got to get, because I learned about this in my like intro to law class, where it's like technically they can like force you out if they give you enough money.
Yeah. So there's a whole big section of San Francisco, and it's called Western Addition. And it's like next to the, you know, most expensive part of SF, which is Pacific Heights. So it's just kind of like southwest of Pac Heights,
where I used to live, by the way.
Where you used to live. And let me find this. So after the Second World War, the Western Addition, particularly the Fillmore District, became a population base and cultural center for San Francisco's African-American community, the consequence of opportune housing supply due to the internment of Japanese Americans. Yikes. Since then, urban renewal schemes and San Francisco's changing demographics have led to major changes, blah, blah, blah. What's the Western Addition history? Gov bought homes. So I think in the 1950s and 60s. Yeah. So by 1960, so after World War II, all these like predominantly African Americans were like buying homes in the city. Big part of like San Francisco's problematic history was that they like picked the black neighborhood in San Francisco, basically declared like eminent domain over it. And between like 1960 and 1974, like kicked like, I don't know, I think it was like they like bulldozed like a couple thousand houses in the Western Addition.
That's insane.
And allegedly, I mean, it's like one of these, like, depending on who you ask, like allegedly a bunch of those deals were like very far below market, where it's kind of like, oh, you bought your house, in the mid 1940s for X. It should probably be worth Y, but we're just going to like pay you what you bought it for 20 years ago type thing. And then it's kind of like, do you really want to fight the city as they're like bulldozing all of your neighbors' houses down over some money? Yeah.
First of all, I can't really even, I'm sure there are some, but think of any good reason how, like, unless your house is in the middle of a war zone or like they need to see. But the reasons that they give rooted such as infrastructure or economic development. So it's like, hey, Chris, your house is in the perfect spot for an Amazon fulfillment center.
We found oil underneath your land.
There might be oil underneath your house. So we're just going to take it and give you. And a lot of times, I think, especially people with like, I've heard stories of people who get crazy offers from either rich people or companies to buy their property, namely with the data center stuff going on with like this farmland, and people like don't want to sell, but I guess the government can just be like, here's the exact market price and you have to take it even if you don't want to.
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
a drive-through.
We were looking up the, a good example is like all those houses. I mean, presumably some of the houses under the California high-speed railway or whatever were recently taken by eminent domain, right? It's like if you have a big suspended high-speed rail that you're installing over these neighborhoods, every like few feet, you got to build a giant pillar. And either those pillars just get like built directly in somebody's pool, or it's like, we got to like buy your house because we need the access to the pool area to put like a pillar for this high-speed train to nowhere. So, I mean, they're still doing it. It still happens somewhat frequently.
I'm looking at Peterson Law Group, who is taking this into their own hands. Eminent domain and the California high-speed rail. What properties need to know in 2025?
What do we need to know in 2026, Peterson Law Group?
It's one of the most, this is like SEO. This is like a recipe. What is the high-speed rail? How do you build it? If you own residential, agriculture, or commercial property anywhere near the planned or existing route, you may be already facing eminent domain actions. And then Peterson Law Group says, nah, F that. We're going to help you defend your property rights, fight government takings, and pursue fair compensation.
Okay, this is actually insane. So right after the Civil War, Central Park as of 1856 did not exist. There were
buildings there?
There was all buildings and farms. And it was similar to the San Francisco thing. The New York government used extensive eminent domain and displaced 1,600 people, including many farmers. So like people had these like small farms throughout the middle of Manhattan in the mid 1850s. And they're like, no. We need a running trail. You got to go. So they bought like 1,600 homes to build Central Park in 1857.
Holy crap. Over 700 acres.
Again, largely black community. Yikes.
Bro.
It's not great.
That is unreal.
The funniest one in this list of like, okay, so, they used eminent domain to buy Central Park. Again, is that good or bad? Whatever, they did it. They used eminent domain to buy a bunch of land around the Colorado River to build the Hoover Dam. Interesting. The large parts of the city of New London, Connecticut, bought through eminent domain. The greatest one, though, is that the Dallas Cowboys AT&T Stadium was largely built through eminent domain. They just needed a place to put a stadium, and the Texas government was just like, yeah, we're just going to put this stadium on these houses. This is like
2005?
Yeah, this is like 20 years ago.
Used eminent domain to acquire private land for the construction of the Dallas Cowboys AT&T Stadium. Condemned numerous homes and businesses to assemble the necessary acreage for the venue. and it was upheld in a Texas court as serving as a public purpose. See, that's what's bullshit. Like, imagine they're like, yeah, it's our football, it's a Cowboys stadium, like not much we can do about it, but we need to.
I wonder
Holy
how let me see. I wonder how close. So like the interesting thing is like, okay, so let's pull it up. This is now a sports show.
We're on a history, we're turning into a history show.
I kind of like it. All right, so they obviously, all this was like private land. So the question that I always have is like, this is a bad example, but let's find, like, I have to imagine that the value of like this guy's house is like skyrocketed though. You know, so it's almost like if they're gonna do eminent, think about this. All right, eminent domain, you like, this is the Central Park's actually the craziest example. They use eminent domain. They buy this giant rectangle in the middle of the city. If you are on the edge of eminent domain, you just got the biggest come up of your life.
Right.
If you're on the edge of like the new Western Addition developments, like it used to be this sort of like poor, not thriving area, and now like the city buys it, they rebuild all the houses, they put a stadium there, they put a park there, Starbucks moves into town. Like, the guy who got eminent domain gets the worst deal in the world, and the dude who has the house on the edge of the eminent domain seizure just like triples in value, right?
Okay, so I'm pulling up. Oh wait, this is a. Can you find the address of that house, even though we're gonna dox them? I want to look at the Zillow graph if one exists.
Yeah, look up like here, I'll pull it up.
Let's see how much eminent domain increased this guy's house by.
Let's see. I mean, this is the house. I won't show the address, but this is pretty wild. I mean, that's a straight up and to the right since 2015 at least, which is basically as far back as Zillow goes.
Wow. And in 2005, it might have got a massive jump. That's crazy.
Let's see if they have public tax.
Oh,
history.
taxes?
I don't know. This is weird because it
79
down.
Who knows?
I don't know.
Well, yeah, you just got to miss the eminent domain. That'd be insane neighborhood gossip. It's like, bro, I think we're getting eminent domained next week. Like, nah, dude, I'm on the other side.
Dude, I'm getting eminent domain because they're putting in a new Dave & Buster's, but now you get to live next to Dave & Buster's, which is sick. Pretty good.
All right, we got Phil coming on in 4 minutes. Let's crank some of these crazy stories. You got any crazy? I got Palantir, another tech company, stocking nicotine pouches, but I feel like we've talked about that. I mean, people know companies are putting nicotine in.
This is funny. I don't even know if this is real. I don't know if anything's real anymore, but this made me laugh. So their festival goer looks awfully familiar in 1998. This is one of the lead singers and guitarist of the band System of a Down. And this is like an old interview in 1998 before they got famous. Who was the best band? System of a Down. Biggest surprise, System of a Down. I just thought those guys were the best. Verdict. If you missed System of a Down, you missed everything. They blew me away. So good.
I thought that was Shia LaBeouf. I saw this and I didn't even see the Darren part, but it kind of looks like Shia LaBeouf's
He does kind of look like Shia LaBeouf. Yeah. Who is that?
For any
Darren.
For any unemployed people, there's massive news.
Oh, breaking.
Okay, so if you love your couch, this is going to blow your mind. And I'm sure you're not at work right now, so you can like hit the bong and go drink a ton of soda after seeing this. But Netflix and Microsoft have discussed combining Netflix and the Xbox Game Pass into one unemployed bundle. So specifically marketed to people without jobs. Now you don't have to leave your couch ever. In fact, the worst part of my day is when I have to switch my TV inputs. When I have to grab the remote, switch from HDMI 1, which is my smart TV, to HDMI 2, which is the Xbox plug-in. I have to reach. Sometimes I spill my chips, and then I have to click the button, which is usually greasy. Sometimes the batteries are dead in the remote, and it just kills it. It ruins my week. So this is amazing.
Imagine using your new Netflix and Microsoft bundle from this chair. This is the coziest setup I've ever seen. This thing actually looks amazing. Imagine you would never need to leave, right? You just like mount like a flat screen right in front of this chair. You have like all your snacks, your water, your book, your coffee on your like little side table. You have this thing over the top that seems to like be a light, I think. You can just sit there and just lounge all day. You never need to leave your pod.
Bro, hot take, that looks mid. First of all, I already know that it looks like if you accidentally elbow the side, that everything is gonna fall off.
Yeah.
It looks like an IKEA thing.
Yeah,
Also,
I think for sure with this setup, if you're getting into that chair and those books wiggle, they're all gonna fall off the back of the shelf. For sure.
Yeah.
This could definitely have better design. I agree.
I am into couch and chair design though, because I don't like laying in my bed. Then or laying on the couch.
Tubi's silence is deafening on the Microsoft Netflix deal.
Dude, Quibi is in talks with Netflix.
The Quibs. How much did Quibi raise? Do you remember?
Dude, no, but
they raised okay, this is a much bigger number than I thought. In the back of my mind, I was like, it's got to be like 300 or 400 million, which is insane. Quibi raised $1.75 billion over 2 rounds.
This makes no sense.
They shut down after 6 months.
Quibi, when did they start raising? 2020?
2018.
Oh, they started raising in 2018?
Yep.
When did TikTok blow up? Like 2019, 2020?
Yeah.
Late 2018.
Yeah, because I feel like there were parallels when they were launched, like when they were talking about raising. It was Jeffrey Katzenberg and Meg Whitman. I feel like there were talks, like TikTok was big enough where it's sort of like, we're going to be TikTok for horizontal. That was sort of the whole thing.
Oh, it was horizontal?
Yep.
Even worse. Yeah, that's doing too much. I mean, it's like, it's just YouTube, like short-ish, more highly produced videos. That's just YouTube. And TikTok is like, we just want slop.
Let's absolutely mog Philip with our hats, because he doesn't even have one. Hold on, we got to get ready here. Okay, now we'll let him in.
Let's
hey
go.
Kevin, hey Chris. I have a sweatshirt.
Oh, nice. That's
dude.
No hat though. No hat.
These things are nice.
Yeah, look at the quality on this thing. This is insane.
Harlan went all in. That was all Harlan, director of procurement.
My bright ass lights are washing it out a little bit, but there we go. We got it.
My pale skin is saving us. Chris is a boomer, so he took his sticker off. Me, I know how you get dripped out, so I kept mine on.
To be honest, I don't even think Harlan has a hat.
Yeah,
man, we're up. All right, give us the intro. I mean, we've introduced you a few times on the show, but we want to hear it from the man himself.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me, Chris and Kevin. Glad we could be a sponsor. Hello, everyone. My name's Philip. I am one of the 2 founders of Hire Overseas. Used to be head of growth of a Series A startup called Rupa Health. Built us a team of over 25 oversized people that literally did everything for us: SEO, customer service, graphic design, video editing, you name it. And then that company got acquired by a multi-billion-dollar company called FullScript for a ton of money. And then everyone was like, Philip, how'd you guys build the largest brand in functional medicine? And I was like, well, we hired a bunch of people overseas. And they're like, can you help us do that? And now we help we help over 100 companies build overseas teams. Raised and Confused is also a customer. We gave them a podcast manager who helps with all their clips and social media. small things like that, but that's high
So
level.
where did you first get the idea when you were at Rupa? You're like, okay, like what are we gonna do? Hire an intern or like try to bring on a full-time hire? When were you like, actually, this is the move to find talent overseas for these things?
Yeah, no. So actually, the full story is I was living at my grandmother's house, learning to go viral on TikTok. And I posted on Instagram story, does anyone want to come stay with me at my empty grandmother's house? And my friend Helen came and stayed. She told me all about her Filipino VA. And I was like, I should use job boards in the Philippines to hire video editors. And then that is literally the first time I started hiring people. Different story. I got banned from life on Upwork, so I couldn't use Upwork anymore. And at one point, I was actually creating fake accounts on Upwork, going to CVS, buying $4,000 in $500 Visa gift cards, and then using those to pay my Upwork account until that account got banned because you can't do that on Upwork. So I have two. Yeah. And they're really good at figuring that out. But yeah, I learned how to hire video editors, started a content marketing agency helping people go viral on TikTok. And then hated running that agency. But I ended up hiring, I think, 16 full-time video editors to help me do everything at one point. And then Rupa Health was started by a very close friend of mine. I wanted to go work with the original head of growth and Tara. So yeah, I shut down my agency and went to go work there. And I brought my 6 best video editors so we could go all in on YouTube there. And then it was one of those things where it's like, Philip, can you hire this role overseas? And then we just kept doing it. And then we got to the point where it's like, all right, if you guys want to hire anyone, you literally have to talk to Philip first to see if he can hire it in the Philippines or another country before. And then yeah, we ended up with a Slack channel with like 25 people and nobody. At one point, I was the only one in that Slack channel. And people would ask for things. I'd be like, oh, no, I got this. And then just have someone in that channel. I was like, someone take care of this. And I even told my overseas team, I was like, guys, if you want to get paid more and want to be successful, you have to respond to everyone instantly because nobody else is on board with this. and we need to win everyone over slowly. And then how to do that same strategy at the acquiring company. Because at one point, the acquiring company wanted to get rid of all of them. So my full-time job for 6 months was to continually tell all the executives at this company who had spent 40 years in healthcare or like in their 50s, like, guys, no, it's fine.
Right.
But yeah, that is the long answer to that.
That's awesome. Yeah, we as Philip mentioned, we use Hire Overseas for all of our stuff. We are going to have in the first like 2 months together our first million view YouTube short, thanks to Don, our manager. So we're at 23. I think we're going to get to 25,000 subscribers by like next week, maybe the week after. But all the shorts for us have just been ripping. Like we sort of are just testing this on a bunch of platforms. LinkedIn absolutely sucks. X is like okay. We always average like a couple thousand views on X, but the like clipping this out with Don, who's our partner from Hire Overseas and sort of manages this live stream. We get clips within like a day or two. We're posting a ton of content on X. I think we've had a couple X posts get like a couple 100,000 impressions already. But yeah, like the YouTube stuff for us has been bread and butter, and we couldn't have done it without the Hire Overseas team. So we appreciate you guys. Yeah.
Thank you. Tip, because I actually was trying to figure out, I was looking at your guys' YouTube channel the other day, and I was like, you have so many subscribers, but the long form's not doing super well.
Yep.
My suggestion to you guys, if your shorts are doing really well, is have Don make like a fun little animation with YouTube or something and put it at the end of shorts clips, just being like, if you want to go see this full episode, go. I don't know if you got, Kevin, do you watch Rick and Morty?
No.
Oh, sad. There's a very good Rick and I've
heard of it. I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay. But I had one of my friends do this, Henry Belcaster, who has like 3 million subs on YouTube. But Henry and Dylan were really struggling to get their long form videos. And then they just started doing this and then it blew up their long form videos.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, just, yeah, make very, like, if you have a good hunch something will go viral, like just add the little CTA at the end to go check out the long form video.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I see Henry's. So what are some of the main misconceptions that people will have about hiring someone like either full-time or in the US versus overseas?
Different skill levels have different misconceptions. I think the most basic is people are like, do they speak English? Do they have any cultural understanding or context of the US? So I think that's like a level kind of 0 misconception. Level 2 misconception would probably be like skill level. Most people think that like VA is really simple, very like basic tasks, not like actually higher level work. And then 3, diversity of roles. So this is a fun one. Most people are like, oh, can we find someone who can do this? I'm telling you, if the job exists in the US, it has been outsourced already. And there's an entire industry of people that know how to do it. Insurance brokers, someone was asking about insurance recently, and, people map entire industries abroad. So like insurance, healthcare, debt collecting. Like I had no idea how much of the debt collecting industry in the United States is actually run on Filipino cold callers who are chasing people down for their debt. Super, super common, entirely developed industry. Like I'm sure there are offices in the Philippines of people dedicated. I mean, there are of people just dedicated to debt collecting, right? So just pick any type of function.
4,000?
And then I think the last one has been like, there are really, really, really high quality people. Like the problem we're struggling with our business right now is like really solid management and growing our business, because we're like at that, shift scale point. And there are really exceptional people in every country. And then the last one I'll add is I have a very strong belief that different countries are better at different skill sets as well. So we actually hire different roles in, like for the example, Philippines, really good at marketing because their cultural context understanding of the United States extraordinarily high. And then very good English fluency, where the Philippines, Sri Lanka, and Malaysia, I think are pretty sure are the only 3 Southeast Asian countries that require English language learning grades 1 through 12. I'm almost positive no Latin American countries do that. So English isn't necessarily as good. So not necessarily as good for customer service roles, but really good for collaborative developer work if you need aligned time zones. For some reason, Nigeria, amazing at design. I found amazing video editors, graphic designers, and UX UI designers in Nigeria in a way that is just like better, substantially better with a higher density of like success versus other countries.
That's crazy. That's super
Can
interesting.
Can you tell us some of the most unorthodox roles that you have hired for?
Yeah, I mean, we did a sneaker flipper. So literally we helped an 18-year-old kid who was making $1 million a year get an assistant who had 3 years experience in sneaker reselling. And apparently this guy was a huge unlock for him because he already had a distribution network of like Chinese sourcers to be able to sell extra supply to. That was definitely a weird one. I'm trying to think if...
Wait, what was this guy's business?
I mean, it was just like... Yeah, like body and sneaker reselling. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Car dealership, cold callers.
Yeah, we've done car dealership with cold callers. That's a fun one. Bunch of AI companies, like a lot of our fastest growing customers are all actually AI companies who are using VAs to QA check people. Yeah. Those, I think the sneaker flipper, Harlan, my co-founder, I think might have better ones, but he's probably going to start slacking me, just being like, mention this one.
I know that. Yeah, I know that it's such an interesting mix of, like you said, like traditional, more traditional like brick and mortar businesses, using like VAs or overseas marketers, designers, stuff like that. Like you have the high growth, like building entire teams for an AI company. Are there like industries that you guys are hoping to get more into in 2026? Like that you've maybe done like 1 or 2 placements for, where you're like, I don't understand why like more people aren't hiring this role or sort of thinking about this role as like a role that should be hired overseas?
Yeah, I mean, so I can give you the marketing answer and the real answer, right? Like the real answer is the boring businesses are awesome. Like 5 to 25 million a year in revenue. Very standardized processes. I've been in the biz for 5 years. Awesome to deal with. I refuse to work with anyone under the age of 25 ever again. But I think the And then the other segment is like some of the AI companies, just because they are really fast growing, and they are like an interesting area. My goal is to go to a bunch of conferences with older businesses, plus go spend time in San Francisco are probably the two demographics that we're going after. Oh, and then the third one that's also really solid is healthcare. Just because one, healthcare companies can't and don't want to use AI pretty much at all. There's HIPAA compliance regulations, so software can be a bit more complex. You can't vibe code a HIPAA compliant software piece because it's probably going to be wrong. And they have very standardized processes.
That's cool.
Have you visited the Philippines?
Yes, I did. I used to not be able to say that. This February, we took our core team of 25 people. Yes. If you're an HVAC or an accounting roll-up and you want to outsource people, please let us know. Private equity funds can have their first month free. Harlan and I brought our 25 core team members to the Philippines. We went swimming with whale sharks. Rented out a resort for 4 days. Fun time.
Wow.
Yeah, awesome.
The hire overseas offsite.
Yeah, correct.
For convergence. That's awesome.
And so run us through, because you told me this before and I was blown away at your guys' process. When someone reaches out for a role, even if it's like a net new role, tell us how many layers there are in this process and how you're like finding the best people for it.
Yeah. I mean, so two ways we recruit is like, one, there's certain roles we recruit for all the time, right? EAs, SEOs people. We place lots of SEO people that do really well, but those are the roles we recruit for all the time. So constantly. But generally the process is Harlan and I do a sales calls with someone. We narrow down like what that specific role looks like. Bunch of questions. From there, we pass it to our recruiting team. So everyone on our recruiting team everyone assigned to that role watches our like sales calls. So they understand. Then they write any follow-up questions that we send those follow-up questions to our customers to actually, follow up and check. Then for the actual recruiting process, typically we find people through job boards, social media, online communities, and then referral networks. Referrals are really, really big. So we now have a community of over 200 people that we just pull from. We also built a WhatsApp group that has a couple thousand people as well. But so put up a job post. We typically get anywhere like more than 4,000 applicants across all of our roles every single month. Our recruiter screens everybody's resume, watches their 60-second introduction video. Then we will give them a homework assignment depending on the role. So like Don had to like literally show us examples of clips, right? Or take raw footage and edit them. We create both standardized homeworks plus specific ones for clients. Then recruiter meets with them. Recruiter meets with them, validate the homework. And then they will do an interview with like our head of recruiting, head of client management. And then they will also do an interview with Harlan and I before we end up placing them with the client. And then the client typically interviews them as well, depending on the role. I think you guys were just like, let's send it and just started working, which generally for creative roles, I like recommend that to people, like just start working right away. Here's a funny thing for you, Kevin, like finding someone who is really, really good at confident speaking in an interview plus exceptional like motion graphic video editing is like really hard. And
right.
So you're way better off just not interviewing them and just starting to work with them, because I had 2 video editors I worked with. To this day, like they still work. Hopefully no one from FullScript watches this. They still work at the company that bought Rupa. I've never video called them. I've never Zoom called them. And they have now been working with us for over 3 years. They're exceptional. One of them I would hire literally in a heartbeat.
That is insane.
That's awesome.
Did you guys happen to hire a founder for Beehiiv?
No. We did not. Beehiiv is not one of our customers. Oh, a founder for LOL, because Beehiiv is based in Colombia. No, we didn't do that.
And we just
that would have been a good one. That would have been a good one. That would have been all over our website as a successful case study.
We'll connect you guys. We'll get you.
I'd appreciate it. I'm sure they're looking.
Yeah. Cool. And what's been like the most unexpected part about building Hire Overseas?
Oh, dude, I mean, building a company is hard.
Mhm.
The honest answer is like our company grew very, very fast, really easy, and it was awesome. And I outpaced all of my venture-backed friends, which was a good feeling. But now we're at the point where, Chris, I've told you this before, which is like our customers are all over the place and we do all types of roles. Great strategy to get to 5 million a year. Terrible strategy to get to 10 million a year. So that is like the current problem. The fun answer is the most successful thing we did that I had by far the most fulfillment is I really liked AI video editing. And that was like the most fun thing I've played with in the past 12 months. And I made a bunch of like commercials for fun and stuff, both for my business and like events I hosted. And we actually hosted, I want to say it was the first person I ever did this, but we hired a PhD in Nigeria to recruit 10 video editors in Nigeria. And then we put together an AI video creation boot camp and taught people Google VO3 and all of the AI video tools back in last August, which was just really early. Anyway, those roles have freaking crushed it. Exceptionally difficult to like pair demand and supply of that type of business because like you have to pay for these people AI subscriptions, you pay them like a stipend salary, at least we did, and then you have to like go place them with people. But that was exceptionally difficult to manage that. But our margins on those roles are huge because again, like back then, no one could get an AI video editor. So like your asking price could be whatever you wanted if they were really good. I want to do more of that stuff. So not necessarily the unexpected thing, but that worked really well. That's just difficult. So if anyone's watching this and wants to do AI training people, let me know because pre-filling demand for that is hard, but we're very good at training people.
And listen, we're not going to start any beef here, but here at Raised and Confused, we are not fans of Athena. Okay, I don't know if you've heard of Athena. I don't know if you've heard of Athena before, but they're man, they just make my blood boil. And so when you're talking to the people about who are maybe shopping their ask around to different agencies, what's Hire Overseas' leg up from these people besides the founder being dripped out and having fire cats?
Yeah, no, I mean, Jonathan, the founder of Athena, seems great. But I mean, right off the bat, Athena pays their VAs to $800 a month and then charges $3,000, which is just the highest margin. And I honestly just don't know how, like, the EA, oh my God. Harlan and I enjoy being poor and we have the lowest margins in the business. But no, we try to really compensate someone really, really well. Like we typically have 30 to 40% margins. If you hire someone from us for a $3,000 a month EA, we're paying them at least $2,000 a month, which is significantly higher than market rate. They're going to do an exceptional job. Athena charges $3,000 and pays $800, and then you get someone who's terrible in their business. I think like growth is super down because they're now just like no one in the Philippines wants to work for Athena anymore because it's really Kevin, you'll like this. The entire Athena is now like the Google of the Philippines, where like if you were us and we were hiring someone and you worked at Athena in like 19 to 2022, instant hire. Like you're gonna do a fantastic job and you can make $2,000 a month being an EA. Anyone hired by Athena in the last year or two, like you're taking $800 a month, you're not doing that great of a job. Athena also moved in office. My belief on managing and hiring contractors, and same with Harlan, is like there are some weeks you don't work 40 hours. Like there's some weeks you work more than 40 hours. There's some weeks you work less. Our philosophy is like we don't really track hours. People sign in and out of work, so we have a general understanding of how much they're working. Athena and lots of other places require people to literally go into office from 9 p.m. to 6 in the morning, Filipino time, in an office, and screen record their entire computer the entire time to make sure that they're active.
They bought offices in the Philippines?
My understanding is, please do not sue me for libel, Athena, or whatever. I've been told by both our team, Athena had a really big exodus because they decided to move to offices in the Philippines and require people to go in, which is very traditional across BPOs, business process outsourcing firms, like traditional ones. More kind of like lower volume people type us don't really do that. You also get better people. Like anyone who's worth their salt doesn't want to go into office because like those commutes on average are 30 minutes to an hour because so many people work EST time in the Philippines that there's literally traffic at 9 p.m.
And do we know what snacks they have in the office too?
I don't think they have snacks, man. I think they have coffee and things that get them to stay awake. I don't think they want this now. But yeah. And then other for the ad role, we generally we're really good at doing operation roles, marketing roles. We do a handful of engineering roles for some of our really close customers. But we do EAs, VAs, any type of creatives exceptionally well. Just because like both Harlan used to run a cold email marketing agency. I taught him how to hire in the Philippines, ran his entire business with it. So like we actually have run our businesses with these people. So we understand all the problems in the way the executive team at Athena, hasn't done that. And a lot of these other agencies as well. Also, I'm only going to give you someone that has a positive ROI. Like I did the marketing agency hustle where you have to lie to your clients and tell them that, next month's going to be better as you deprioritize one to prioritize another to make sure this one doesn't turn this month. And then you go back and forth every month to make people sure. We only sell, like we only place people that have high positive ROIs for our clients.
Cool. And
sounds amazing.
Where can people find you outside of hireoverseas.com? Like, do you have a primary social channel that you're focused on right now?
Hireoverseas.com and my personal LinkedIn, which is, I get assistant and ghostwriting from the wonderful Napa. So if anyone needs help writing their LinkedIn post, Jameson and Napa have been nothing short of phenomenal. But yes, Philip Raffini on LinkedIn.
Awesome.
Also, get our boy to 10K on Instagram. We need to get a K in that follower count ASAP.
Thanks, Kevin.
Shameless plug.
I'm very active on my Instagram stories.
That's good. We can follow the hire overseas retreats in the Philippines as you do them. I'm sure. That's good.
Ideally, hopefully, there is more to come.
Awesome. All right, man. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a friend of the show, a sponsor. Thanks to Harlan. Go to hireoverseas.com. Get yourself a marketer.
Hireoverseas.com.
Get a salesperson.
Hire overseas. The last thing I'll plug is a lot of our people are AI forward. If you're worried about your AI agent messing up, like lots of them do. I also thought OpenClaw was going to solve all my problems and replace everyone we hire at one point. I am very, very far from that belief now.
At least you have a Mac Mini.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Awesome. Thanks, Kevin. Thanks, Chris. Have a great day, guys.
You too.
See you later.
Hire overseas. Did they hire? Man, I was going to ask if they hired somebody from Hire Overseas
to make the
logo design, because we need to revisit our logo at some point.
I think we need to hire someone to do a Hire Overseas jingle. What happened to jingles? Why don't startups have jingles? Like OpenAI is the place to chat, like something like that. Anthropic.
We need to go. What we'll do is submit a test project on Hire Overseas, and they'll have like 40 people do pilot projects for us, which is like designing the Raised and Confused jingle. And we'll do what we did with the logos, and we're gonna play all of them. This is actually a great thing.
Yeah,
let's do it.
Yeah, the jingle is way better.
Then
than
we
the
have
logo
to ultimately we don't want to just waste these people's time, so we have to hire a full-time in-house jingle musician.
We should hire like 20 people at once just to do it has to go through there has to be a board for each jingle where they vote. It has to be a unanimous vote to go on to the next round.
Yeah.
Okay, what do we got it? Let's crank out some other stories before we wrap up here. What do you got?
We'll do the 3-minute
rapid fire.
Firestorm. I don't even know what it's called. All right, what do we got? MercCore, big data breach. I think it happened.
I saw that.
It's kind of wild. It said, very big breach, 211 gigs of candidate profiles, PII, names, emails, phone numbers, addresses, possibly social securities and ID documents, interview recordings, transcripts, AI assessment scores. Pretty insane. I think that they've done like 5 million interviews. So if you actually had like 5 million people's PII get leaked, this is very, very, very bad for MercCore.
What's a PII?
Personally identifiable information.
If you search my name, I'm pretty sure my home address comes up, so it's fine if I got leaked. Also, 212 gigabytes of data. That's like as much as my siblings have when you try to download a movie on Netflix right before a flight. It happens every time. I try to download a movie on Netflix or Prime, and it's like, sorry, your family has already downloaded like 2 terabytes of movies. You got to text everyone, delete your movies. Who's got shit downloaded?
All
right.
Why do you need all 9 seasons of The Office perma downloaded? You don't.
And delete it once you're done. Okay, This was, I know you don't use voice that much. You use the drive with your knee and text while driving method.
Yep.
But I've been using Whisperflow. I just talked to a friend who uses Whisperflow for everything. If you don't know what it is, unfortunately, they were front page of Delve's like compliance page, but they do any text box. You can click into it and hotkey and talk into it. So whether you're sending a Slack or filling out a form or something that doesn't have a native microphone button, this guy now wears a mobile microphone just to optimize his talking input. So now he can do this perfectly, talking quieter. This is what people should use on Zoom calls and cafes rather than being obnoxious. Wear a mobile microphone. Talking is the future of input, though.
I like that actually. I'm gonna start doing more voice stuff. I'm gonna be pro Whisperflow because I've heard that it's so good.
It is.
Speaking great. of jobs of the future, Yoni Rechtman, friend of the show, Jack Reigns' boss at Slow, I believe, or maybe he reports to Jack now. I don't know. Jack's moving up through the ranks. I thought this was very good, and it was sort of shit posty, but it's actually kind of true. From now on, there are only 4 Joes misspelled, so that way it's not AI. Product Eng Vibe Coder, PM Slop Cannon, security, infrastructure. We're going to be producing so much stuff. There's going to need to be actually really good people stitching it together, making it stable. Totally agree. Hot people. Nobody has described this correctly, but this is true. Like if you are in sales or CX, like hot is not necessarily like physical attributes. It can be, but it's just like the guy that everybody likes to talk to. And then grown up. Sometimes you need an adult in the room just to say, hey, come on. These are effectively a much needed governor on an otherwise accelerating organization. You'll find them across roles like legal and finance. Totally true. All of it.
Yeah. 3 and 4 especially. Yeah. I think for sure.
Yeah, I think it's so. I think what happened is there's an updated list where he cut number 2 because number 2 is actually just a version of 4. And I actually think arguably number 1 is just a version of 3. Like the hot sales guy is just going to be able to slop cannon whatever he wants and then sell it to people. And then you kind of need somebody in finance to be like, whoa, we're actually losing like $1 billion a day doing this. Stop doing that.
Right.
That's all it is. It's adults and hot people.
I love how sales, like, I don't know if anyone on Twitter actually does or on X does sales. I love seeing posts like this that you just know are like, if you know anything, it's incorrect and it's completely one-sided. But then people in the comments, my friend is in corporate sales, makes $350K a year, chill schedule, boats every weekend, home for lunch and dinner, lots of family time, very little stress. Sales careers are underrated. And then the Leo DiCaprio like waking up on a plane.
So good.
And then of course people will call it out, but it's just blatantly untrue. The sales cycle. This one, Star Cloud raised another $170 million, $1 billion valuation to send data centers to space. So not only are there mirrors up there, there's also satellites and data centers. So you can continue.
Insane valuation for a pretty newish company. I think only a couple of years old.
2 years old.
Yeah. All right. This will be the last story on my end. This is the really interesting like role of the day. Check this out. I think more companies should do this. We're hiring Ghostbuster position open. This is Alex, the CEO of Deal, which is like a $10 billion company. Over the last 7 years, Deal has scaled to 7,000 people across 100 companies or countries. Can't read. Every company this size accumulates ghosts, a process installed by somebody who left 2 years ago, a tool slowing everybody down, a decision from 2022 that nobody revisited. Ghostbusters find broken things and fix them. Own the outcome end to end. Super interesting. Like no usual experience required. You'll partner with our COO and report directly to me. 200 grand a year. What do we think?
This just seems like a private equity. Like you just walk around, you're like, hey, that's like an old process. Let's use AI. And then
Imagine that your title is Ghostbuster and you just walk into a meeting and you listen to 20 seconds of it and you go, nope. And then you walk out. Everybody in that meeting is like, oh my God, we're toast. We're fired.
You just have to show everyone how to use Claude.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Damn, that hat was on tight.
Yeah, I had it on too tight. I got it. Oh, it was like fully tightened. I got to loosen it. Man.
Damn, I must have a small head. Mine was fully tightened, but I'm fine.
There we go. Oh, yeah, that's comfy. Max comfort from the Hire Overseas team. All right. Shout out to everybody. Numeral.com, hireoverseas.com, usenapa.com, customink.com, godaddy.com, raisedandconfused.net,
Sure.com,
Yahoo.com,
Costco.com, Scotch.com,
Starbucks.com.
Ticonderoga.com.
Oh, Ticonderoga would be such a good segment. Like, what are they up to? How much money are they making? Next Tuesday, we're going to cover Ticonderoga.
That's right.
We're
opening it up and jingles.
Holy cow. Shout out to the U.S. government. You guys make stamps. You do it every day. We love stamps here. If you want, Kevin used the Hire Overseas team to make a bunch of pretty legit stickers. They are impossible to get off. But now, instead of Expo, I've just put stickers on everything. My dry erase marker, Raised and Confused dry erase marker. Hell yeah.
On the phone.
Hit me up. Jack Kerouac on the road, now sponsored by Raised and Confused.
Whoa.
You know? Just put it on books. I
Hit
put
me
it on
up.
Advil. What's up?
Anyone want one? Hit me up. I go to Albania on Friday, so you have like one day to hit me up.
You can get one for free until Friday through Kevin, but I charge $9 per sticker plus shipping and handling. So
that's why you got those stamps, huh?
EMM. All right. Good show. Fun show. Thanks, Philip, for being here and for being a sponsor and a friend and our merch guy, our main merch dealer now.
Thanks, Daniel.
Yep.
It was a social show today. I'm fired up.
It was. We were chatty Cathy's over here. All righty. Until next Tuesday, when Kevin will be in a different country next week. We're excited. We're going to get the food report. He's going to be eating Albanian porridge or something live on the air, giving it a score.
I'm going to be insanely jet lagged, hardly breathing, eating lamb, smoking a cigar probably.
Hell yeah. Just a usual Tuesday.